you guys doing? Chanae here. Welcome back to my channel. We are cooking in the kitchen today. We're cooking a very, very special, not only delicious, but very special dish to my heart. In Arabic, we call this mbana. This is so special to me that when my husband came to ask for my hand in marriage, this is the dish that was served to him. And after he ate it, it's like, what is that? How do you guys make it? Because my husband is from Anambra, and I'm now Anambra, of course, because I married into Anambra. But it's not something that they are used to. And I myself, I grew up in Enugu, and this is not a dish that is cooked that often in Enugu. So if you've had this dish before and there's a special way that you prefer it, tell me all about it in the comment section. I'm from Amuvi. This is the dish, I mean, amongst everything else, right? This is one of the dishes that is well known from where I'm from. So we call it mbana, but I noticed that other places, other regions, they cook it too, but they have different names to it. Anyway, this is how I cook mine. I love to add periwinkle to mine, but I don't have periwinkle here, so we're not gonna add that. And something else that I do differently is I add mkporoziza. I am sorting out my mkporoziza right now and it's gonna mix in together, but this is what mkporoziza looks like. And by the time I sort mine out, I'm going to grind it in a coffee grinder. I buy mine in bulk. I buy it in bulk and then I source it, and I like to grind it myself. Because the thing in Nigeria, if you buy things from the markets, right, that is already grinded or is already like grinded for you, you don't know what is mixed into whatever you're buying. Because most people are just not honest. You want them to be, but they're not. So I like to buy my own and grind it. And I can only get like grounded food from Nigeria if I'm watching you grind it, to know that you're not adding mosia again into my mixture. Anyway, we are going off topic. Let's go ahead and enjoy the clip of me making a delicious mbana. A few things you need before you start cooking. Of course, your water yam. You can find this at your Asian store. I'm going to be using 4 tubers of yams. I'm going to peel it and cut it up vertically. And then you also need your veggies. That's a particular one that I like to use, but traditionally that's not the veggies that's used to cook the yam, but that's what I had available to me. You need your fish. I spice it with the garlic salt, and that's the only thing I put in it. And then I bake it. Once you're done baking, it comes out just as good as fried. So we're going to take off the bone and set that aside because we're going to use that much later on. Now we have to grate the water yam. You can use the old school grater or you can use the new school one. This one is much easier for me. It came with a blending machine, a Ninja blending machine, and I find it to be very handy. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to pluck my leaves exactly how I like it, because once I'm done with the mbana, I'm going to place a handful of it in the leaf and then just wrap it up with the leaf. I'll show you guys in just a few. So this is my yam all cut up, peeled nicely. Then I'm just going to use that grater machine, and I will put in actually just a food processor, but it will help grate the mbana. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of focus here, but what I'm doing, I'm just placing the nicely sliced water yam through the mouth there, and then I just use the presser that came with the machine and just press it right in, and you see it grates that thing in seconds. And I've got a food processor tutorial. Is it? No, it's not a food processor tutorial. I've got a how to slice okra tutorial using a food processor. I love my food processors. So once I'm done grating, that's a plug right there. Once I'm done grating, I go ahead and make sure I just kind of get everything out of the grater itself, out of the grating blade. Make sure I get my water yam just completely out of that before I wash it. And then I have my water yam and the leaves ready to go. I set that aside. I cut my onions and my pepper. I'm using habanero pepper. I pulsate that in my other food processor. Simplifying my life here. Process that. pulsates it rather, and it chops up really, really nicely. And this is a size that I like for my dishes. And then I grab the pot that I will use for my cooking. I make sure the pot is nicely oiled. So I grab a drop, not so much, I just grab a little bit of a handful of the mbana, and then I roll it in that leaf and just place it in the pot. Just grab a handful, place it in the leaf, and then I just wrap up the leaf just like so. So once I'm done, I'm going to sort of put the wrapped up what I am in a circular direction. And I'm going to insert a picture in just a second to show you guys how I place this. And it's very, very important, because what you're going to have happen is that the rest of the ingredient that you're going to use to cook this mbana will go right in the middle of that circle that you've created. This is how I know to cook it, and I'm sure there's multiple different varieties, different ways to make this dish happen. So you put in your onions and your pepper. I'm adding in crayfish right here. A little string there, I'm gonna have to take that out. Happens. And I add in my Maggi, as much as you like. And then after that, you're going to add in your salt, any salt of your choice. And also you're going to add, what are we adding here? Oil. So you're going to add palm oil. After that, the salt. So basically you're getting everything ready like in one pot. You don't have to come back and, you know, add extra. Getting most of the items that you need in there. This fish, I already took out the bone, so I'm going to set that one aside. Those will enter the pot much later. They will enter the pot once the mbana is done. So what you see right here is muruziza, but I use my coffee grinder to grind it up, and that goes to the pot as well. I add hot water to the processor that I use for my pepper and my onions, and I give it a swirl and I pour it right into that pot. So I'm going to add water to the level of the mbana, the cocoyam, and once I'm done, it's boiling up. Give it about maybe 20 minutes or so of cooking. Now you can add your fish when you feel like it's almost done. And I have some leftover veggies. I added that too, and everything is bubbling up nicely. It's almost done. You just close that pot, give it an additional 5 minutes, and boom, your meal is ready to go. I love this stuff. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thumbs up if you like videos like this. See you next video. Bye bye.